everybody, welcome here. My name is Emma and this is my knitting podcast where I like to show you guys what I've made, what I'm working on, and what I've acquired for future projects. And I have a lot to show you today. First is what I'm wearing now. As you will have seen in the title of this video, I knit a sweater in a week. That was a little bit crazy, I'll admit it. A little single-minded focused, but got it done. This is a really awesome pattern by Ozetta. It's the Lakes Pullover V-neck. And if you've seen this pattern, it comes with a ribbed neckline. And I just omitted that and did an I-cord edged neckline to give it kind of that cumulus blouse vibe that I really liked from my previous cumulus blouse. But to have the ribbed cuffs that I was really missing on my cumulus blouse, and of course the ribbed hem too. So this just kind of combined the best of both worlds for me with that worsted weight gauge and the I-cord neckline with amazing saddle shoulders. I am a real sucker for saddle shoulders. I think they are just right up there with drop shoulder design for me. And I definitely have a lot of ease in this blouse, cumulus blouse, sorry guys. In this pullover, I have definitely a lot of ease. I knit the size small in this, and I believe that my yarn did black out a little bit more than planned, but all things considered, I was very happy. Pre-blocking, the flat measurement was 21.5 inches, and post-blocking, it landed at 23.25 inches. Total circumference being about 46.5 inches. So definitely a little bit more circumference than I had been hoping for. But this is my first time working with superwash, well, 100% superwash yarn, and I was not sure what to expect. So my thoughts on that are, this is Knit Pick Swish, 100% superwash merino. And while I love the feel of it, I can't say that I'm gonna rush out to work with this yarn again. I don't know if this is typical things with all superwash or if it's just this brand specifically, but I especially find up here you have to do a bunch of German short rows, and I feel like in regular yarn those just like suck back in and absorb and blend and blocking so perfectly, and like just some small imperfections here at the neckline, and it just like already, it's not even like necessarily pilled, but it just has already just like a worn texture. Like it just looks worn already. Oh, and here's where my puppy already snagged it a little bit. But that's all stuff that I can fix. It's fine. I'm sure that a good depiller will do really good things for it. And it feels really nice to wear. Like, it is next to skin soft. It is everything I was hoping superwash would be. But oh my, does it grow. I was not expecting how much that it did wind up growing widthwise. My stitches didn't really grow much lengthwise after it was fully dry. It only grew like 1/4 inch. So I made it a little bit extra cropped, expecting it to really grow. And it did not grow very much, but I mean, this is just overall a really good length for me, and I'm happy with it. I'm not particularly happy with this yarn, but I'm really happy with the changes that I made to this pattern, and I'm going to do it again. But I think I'm going to do it in Knitting for Olive, heavy merino, and their soft silk mohair that I have frogged from a cumulus blouse. I have enough yardage to do this. I think I figured that I used about 912 yards to do this in the Knit Pick Swish. And the color that I used was Seaweed, and I used a 5mm needle. And I got this done in 7.5 days. I took a lot of mental health days that week. It was not a good week for me. I know that I have mentioned on here before that I deal with a lot of chronic pain and issues, and that was just a week where I needed to take a couple of days off working, and I just spent a lot of time on the couch with heating pads and ice packs and just relaxing. So that is how this got done in a week, and I am happy with it. But I will be even more happy with version 2.0 of the modified Lakes pullover v-neck. So I think that might be my only finished object since my last podcast, which was only 2 weeks ago, so I guess that's not too bad. But I have gone a wee bit crazy with my cast-ons. You will have seen this one before. This is my son's Monday Sweater Junior by Petite Knit. It's all just kind of rolling, but I actually have like really good progress here, and I think I probably only have maybe 4 or 5 more inches to knit before I can start on the hem. And I just love this color. It's so bright and it's so fun, and he picked it out and is so excited about it and is gonna love it. I am knitting this out of Knit Pick's Wool of the Andes, which is 100% Peruvian Highland wool, worsted weight. Knitting this on 4mm for the body, and it's just so cute. I have made so much progress. Like, I wasn't even done the raglan increases. I think I was still around up here last time I showed you guys this. So I have made a lot of progress on this. I am really hoping that I can get this finished for him before my next podcast, but I've got a couple things that are really dragging my attention. And then I have a Sophie shawl. Now this will be my second one of these I have made. It is a really awesome, I'm never sure how best to show these. It is a really awesome scarf pattern where it just has a bunch of increases up to a midpoint, and then it decreases down, and it gets a nice wide point in the center depending on which size you're knitting. And I am going to be knitting mine quite large, I hope. So I might be knitting it a little bit bigger than the large size. We'll see. It depends on how much yarn I have, which is another good point about this pattern, is that you can, because it's perfectly mirrored, you can weigh your yarn, knit to halfway, doing the increases, and then switch to the decreases when you weigh your yarn and find you're at the midway point, and then do your decreases and use up all your scrap yarn. It's amazing. So I am using Knit Pick Swish in the color Squirrel Heather in their bulky weight, and I am doing this on 5mm needles. And so far I'm really happy with this usage for the Knit Pick Swish. I mean, I haven't blocked it yet, but obviously I just feel like this is going to feel so nice and be so cozy. And I really like this color, like as a scarf for myself. And I think that this is one of my most excited projects so far. And it is knit in a 6-row repeat for the increases and the decreases. And I just use my little clicker to keep track of where I'm at. Right now it's being used for my, come on, focus. Right now it's being used for my next project that I'm going to show you, which is, I cannot remember the designer's name, but I'll put it on the screen. But it is the Stornoway sweater. Now, I became aware of this when those twins who knit, Jessica and Rachel and Casey at Young Folk Knits, decided to host a knit along for the Stornoway pattern. And like, you know what? I need that in my life. But I was not sure if I wanted to do it in the full striped vibe. As nice as that was, I just feel like I really need more neutrals right now as I'm still building my knit wardrobe. And so I decided to knit it in one color, and I think it is coming together so nicely. Like, this is gonna block and relax so much. Like right now it's just all scrunched up. But it's gonna block and relax and look so cool. And I have knit the entire yoke, front and back, and have joined in the round. Not very much, but I have. We got some work done on the body, and I have only had this on my needles for 3 or 4 days. So it's not gonna be knit in a week, but I've been busy and I've been trying to work on other things. And this is my first really textured, well, no, it's not, because I knit the Salty Days. But this is a big textured project for me, and I'm really excited about it and happy with it. And the yarn is just, oh, like it is next to skin, gloriously soft, and I am obsessed with it. And just how pretty is it? And I really hope that this is going to be a good color on me. What do you think? I think it'll be okay. I always worry about really light neutrals because you don't want them to like wash you out, and you don't also want to look nude, so you have to be careful. But this is also one of my acquisitions. It is Knit Picks High Desert Worsted in the color Alder. And this yarn has been on sale. I believe that it still is, because they're changing the tags in the name. And like the yarn is staying the same, which is amazing, because now that I have found this yarn, I will be buying a lot more of it. I have bought more of it, but we'll get to that. But this will be one of my go-tos. I need them to have it in a DK weight though. That would be icing on the cake. But this is High Desert Worsted in the color Alder. It is 217 yards to 100 grams. And it is 100% American wool. I'll have to find it on their website, but it's a wool blend that is next to the skin soft, and it's not superwash. It is raw wool, so it is just and I think that's what I'm discovering, is that I like superwash. I like what it offers, but there's a little bit of a textural annoyance that I struggle with when I knit with 100% superwash. So I think I kind of prefer a blend, like a fingering weight that's intended to be a sock yarn, 75% superwash, 25% nylon. I think that's kind of my sweet spot. And then I can also hold it with a lace weight. I don't think a worsted weight superwash from a commercial company is where it's at for me. I have not worked with a worsted weight or anything above a fingering weight superwash from a small company, an indie dyer, to compare. I would like to though, and I plan to. I am really hoping that I can get some of Sorella's winter tonal collection before they close at the end of the month. We shall see what my budget allows. I have done some yarn spending in January for my birthday month, so I'm trying to behave. It's not always easy. But I'm really hoping that I get the chance to try some yarn from Sorella, and Sorella, never sure if I'm pronouncing that quite properly. I think it's Sorella. So I'm really keen to try some of her winter tonals collection, specifically the mauve. I can't remember what its name is now, but I'll put a picture up. Just don't go buy it all out on me, though it's pre-order, so have at it. And then Bigfoot Fiber Co is another one that I love to work with, and I am actually getting some more yarn from her coming up shortly that I cannot wait to show you and work with. I'm so excited. But yes, definitely check her out and follow her on Instagram too. She's a joy, and she has a lot of behind the scenes, and it's just a real awesome small mom doing it all small shop that I really enjoy following and working with. And then I did, if you remember from my last podcast, I did have a Monday sweater cast on in DK weight and in Pick Swish. So again, this superwash yarn, but in DK weight, and it was in the same color as my Sophie shawl. So I was really excited about that. But after the experience with this and just not being 100% thrilled with this, I wasn't in a hurry. I wasn't motivated to go through an entire DK weight Monday sweater and then still just be not completely satisfied with it. So I put that on hold and I switched gears and I grabbed my Drops Lima that I have been so excited to work with. Now this is also a DK weight yarn. It is 65% wool, 35% alpaca, and this is the color Almond. And like, this to me is marvelously next to skin soft. It is rustic enough, it's got some grip, it's got some nice squish, but it's soft, it's tolerable next to skin. Like, this is not gonna be a problem for me. And I'm so excited. I have about 12 more rows of the raglan increases left to go before I can split the sleeves off, but I feel like I've made some pretty good progress, and I just love this so much. This color, I believe, is the Almond color, and it is right up my alley. I love it. I really cannot wait to finish it. I am truly always torn when I sit down. Do I want to work on my Stornoway? Do I want to work on my Monday? I just love them both. I wish that I had more time to knit. I have a lot of time to knit, but I wish I had more. I was able to take several days off work 2 weeks ago, which is when I knit this, and I have been taking it easy still, so that way I do not get okay, there's my needles. I was afraid I might have dropped a couple stitches, but I did not. We're good. But I am still taking it easy just because as a mom, as a self-employed work from home workaholic who my main job is to create for other people, and I share a lot about that on my Instagram, which is Emma Larissa Blog. I'll type it out on the screen for you. I make handmade clothing, and I take custom orders, but I'm taking less now. I'm taking less, and I provide ready to ship items every week as well. And so my main job is to be creative for other people. And that's extremely draining and fatiguing as a high energy creative person. I love what I do, and it has served me and my family so well over the last 2 years. But for someone who cannot say no, I have never learned how to say no. It can be a recipe for burnout, which I have been dealing with along with my chronic health issues. And so I've just been trying to take it really easy, which is why we are at a little over 2 weeks in between my last podcast and now, which I apologize. I do like to try to put out a video for you guys every week. I was just very unmotivated and uninspired last week, and I like to show up as my best self. So here I am today. Thank you for being here, and thank you for coming back and watching. I am so glad for what this channel has grown into, and I'm so excited to see where it continues to go. So every single one of you, your likes, your comments, your subscriptions, they mean so much to me, and I really can't thank you enough. But I am not gonna show you my projects that I have not made progress on since my last podcast, which would be my Audrey top by Petite Knit, my socks. I think that's it. I think it's just those two that I haven't made any progress on. So I'm just gonna, you don't need to see I've made no progress. I feel guilty. But I also have a couple other things that I'm planning to cast on here shortly. But more High Desert Worsted by Knit Picks. But this is the color Forge, and it is just a really nice deep charcoal slate gray. I really like this color. I don't know what I'm going to use it for though, so if you have any suggestions for this in a worsted weight sweater quantity, can you let me know? Thanks. And then I also got, this is the same in the color Red Tail. It's same yarn, Knit Picks High Desert Worsted. I had to stock up, it was on sale, guys. I got a sweater quantity of this too. And like obviously I'm wearing some pink lipstick today, so maybe not the best, but I think this will be an okay color for me. But I also don't know what I'm going to use it for. So let me know your favorite worsted weight sweater suggestions in the comments, please. Thank you. And last, in their sport weight, Knit Picks High Desert Worsted Sport Weight in the color Outlaw. Like, this is amazing. It is such a great emerald green. Oh, I love it. For this, I cannot decide. Am I going to hold it by itself and do a sport weight pattern? Sounds miserable. Or am I going to hold it with some Surrey alpaca lace that I have coming? Or I think I might do that. But I don't know. I'm also still not the best on deciding on sport weight patterns. There's just not as many out there for sport weights. So also let me know your sport weight pattern suggestions below. But that is all for me today, guys. As I said, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for every single like and comment, and thank you for subscribing. Please consider subscribing if you have not already. I am really enjoying putting out this content for you guys, and I have a lot of ideas for what else I want to continue to do. And just you guys participating and being here and subscribing, it really helps my channel to grow and helps other people find my channel. And that really does mean a lot to me, as I am trying to turn this into something. And thank you again for being here, and I hope you'll come back next time. Bye.